When it comes to running a successful business on social media, are you currently in a place where you feel like you're spinning on this crazy hamster wheel, trying to create content, grab engagement, get interaction on your social media platforms? This is a very common struggle across the board for all entrepreneurs using social media to grow their business. So today I want to talk to you about the 6 leading causes of burnout to make sure that you are not at risk. Make sure that you are not making these very simple mistakes that sometimes when you really take a step back and check out your page, you're like, oh dang, I'm kind of doing that. All right, I got to fix this. So if you don't know who I am, my name's Jen Casey. I'm a business strategy coach, and I help online entrepreneurs, specifically those in the wellness field, go from social media to sales with ease and turn their brands into thriving businesses. Yes, thank you for all the thumbs up. You guys are awesome. Okay, ready? Diving right in today. Number 1 reason why we're getting in this place of we're spinning our wheels is we don't know who we are as a brand. And maybe we're trying to sell specific product or network marketing, and we're not owning who we are. People buy from people. Who are you? You know, and the other thing is we're trying to do everything. We're like, yeah, all right. Talk to all the ladies. They're like, well, I'm multi-passionate. I love talking about makeup. I love talking about fitness. I could talk about personal development and anxiety and depression. Like, I have all these cool things that I do really well, and I want to talk about everything. And the deal is, if you are promoting multiple different products or programs at once, and you are saying that you do all of these things, it's actually really confusing for people. If you're promoting 6 different products, and you're giving people 6 different options, you're like, oh, you know, just like go look at this page, see all these cool different like options that you have, and like let me know when you check it out, and you know, you can see which one is right for you. No, that's super confusing to people. They need one thing, one promotion at a time, and you can rock that out in season so that people know who you are. And here's the deal: when you're figuring out what your expertise is, you have to recognize that the jack of all trades is the master of none. You go to your general doctor for yearly checkups. But if you got a real funky rash, you're probably going to go to your dermatologist because that's what they specialize in. If you're having weird issues with your heart, you're going to the cardiologist because you want to hear from the expert in that field. So when a lot of women, a lot of online entrepreneurs get really nervous, really nervous when they're niching down into that specific area. They're like, well, I really love talking about fitness, but if I just only talk about fitness, or I just brand myself as the fitness person, well, what if I want to talk about makeup one day? And it's like, listen, that's totally cool to do, but I've literally lived this myself. I transitioned into business coaching, and at first I was like, oh, business coach, I'm here, what's up? And I wasn't getting a whole lot of traction. But the moment that I finally found my sweet spot, I transitioned and I decided to first and foremost niche myself into this chick who does video, right? Because I had this background in acting. All of a sudden, I was getting tagged in all these Facebook groups as like the video girl, and I was like, I haven't really even like done that much. I've only been doing maybe that specific niche for a month, and it was crazy how much more traction and how much more interesting people were more interested in the things that I was doing because they were like, okay, that's specifically what she's going to be able to teach me, and she's the quote-unquote expert in that field. And I know some of you are nervous to even position yourself as a expert, but realize that you don't ever have to claim that you're an expert. I don't claim that I'm an expert in video. I just know that I have a wealth of knowledge around that specific topic. I know that I've had a large majority of training that I did as an actor and vocalist, and so I do have a specific thing that I can bring to the table when it comes to getting on camera and delivering a message in a clear and confident way, something that a lot of people are nervous about. So number 1 is figure out who you are and what you do. And this really comes down to really being able to share with people, because when they come to your Facebook page, they need to know immediately who you are, what you do, and what the result is that you can give them. If you have a really wishy-washy general statement, I know my biz partner Angie, she always talks about what's the sign on your door. If yours is super general and it's not giving people an idea of what, if you're like, I help people, you know, find their inner badass and be confident, right? That's too general. Too general. Everyone's saying that. You want to stand out, you got to get specific. 100 girls are saying that, but you say something that really speaks to that individual, they're going to enroll with you. They're going to hire you. So just think about that. Número 2 is you don't know who you're speaking to. You're not sure about that client avatar. And we're always going back to this. And any business coach that you hire, any program that you do that's teaching you how to build an online business, they're always going to go back to this, right? Because this is the foundation for everything. If you don't know who it is that you're speaking to and who you want to serve, it's so challenging to create content. And then you feel like it's kind of wishy-washy general. Nobody's really responding to it until you get to that place where you start getting Facebook messages from women saying, oh my gosh, your video today or your post today literally spoke to me. I thought you were writing that to me. Or when you're doing email marketing and you start sending out emails and girls reply and they're like, did you send that to me today or was that to your whole list? That's when you know you've hit your sweet spot. Until you get to that point, you know, you really got to keep refining it. Keep figuring out who that specific person is. You've got to find your niche. You've got to find your people. What are they struggling with? Because whatever their biggest challenges are, whatever their biggest struggles are, you are going to be able to create social media content, products and programs. Everything is going to be around taking that individual on this customer journey and helping them reach whatever that desired end result is. Maybe it's like a one-on-one coaching program with you that's $20,000 a year, right? What is everything that needs to happen in between that process? What are the steps they need to take? What are the things you need to teach them in order for them to get to that level where they're ready to invest with you, join your team, whatever that may be. So think about that. Who is that woman that you, or that man or that individual who you are taking on that journey, right? So number 3 reason why people are struggling spinning their wheels on social media is because they lack a system. I speak to so many people who are like, oh yeah, I just kind of like, sometimes I schedule stuff in advance, but mostly I'm just kind of posting on the fly. And, you know, if there's a promotion that's coming out or something, like, I don't really have a plan around it or a strategy. I just kind of like put it out there and like hope for the best kind of a thing. But if you look at any of the top companies, let's take a clothing company, for example. Let's think about Kohl's, right? They know their niche market like so well. It's like this middle-aged mom who like loves coupons, who wants a one-stop shop, and they pretty much know, probably a year and a half in advance, exactly what promotions they're going to run, exactly what coupons they're going to create. They know their strategy and structure. They're not posting stuff. They're not sending out broadcast emails on the fly. They know exactly what their promotions are going to be for Christmas back in like July. They have all of that laid out. They know exactly where they're going to take people. If you aren't thinking like a corporation or like a 6-figure business, that's a big reason why you're kind of pooping out pretty easily on social media. That's the deal, right? So the question is, okay, Jen, I get it. You're telling me all these things, what not to do. So what do I do then when it comes to that? You need to start thinking about batch creating. So one of the things that I love doing is creating a theme for my month and then breaking down whatever that theme is. So, you know, if I'm going to this month really hone in on video marketing, and maybe I'm launching a course about that, I'm going to talk about video marketing every single day for that entire month, right? I'm going to, little breadcrumbs. You're just saying to people, hey, look, I'm the expert here. I know what I'm talking about. This is really great information. Imagine what you would get if you invested with me, right? So maybe one day I'm going to say, okay, so one of the big problems with people in video marketing is they really need to know about confidence. So I'm going to spend one whole week creating pictures, videos, tweets. Everything is going to be based around getting your message out there in a confident way on camera. Maybe week 2, it's about how to structure out what you say on camera. And I'm going to give little tidbits. And then maybe one week I'm going to sprinkle in some stuff about some strategies about how to use video to really up your social media, how to add traction, all this stuff, right? So we got to start thinking, what is the journey that we're taking people on, and how are we breaking this down in a way that connects? Because when we start posting content that's super random, when we're like, I do 11,000 different things, and one day you're like, okay, today's a recipe, tomorrow's a makeup tip, Wednesday's a workout Wednesday, Thursday's a random selfie of me, Friday I'm talking about my kids. Everyone's like, what's the deal here? Like, I thought I was following you for makeup tips, and then now you're throwing all these other things at me. I don't know if I'm getting the value that I thought I was going to get by showing up here every day. So yes, have some kind of theme. I think that that's a really such a simple tip, but really having that sense of being able to map out, you know, just even a month in advance, even 2 weeks in advance can be really game changing for you. And then, you know, when you're on PicMonkey or Canva or whatever, and you're creating, you know, visual content for your social media platforms, let it all have one common theme. Let it all look the same. Let it be branded. Pick your colors, pick your fonts. Let's not have this random mishmash of information. You can literally sit there and batch create by going, all right, maybe you're going to keep it super simple, right? And you're just going to go look up confidence tips. So you can literally go Google search confidence quotes, copy and paste them, and put them in a branded, Canva format that you've created for your own stuff with your logo or whatever. And then you literally you've spent 20 minutes looking up quotes or creating quotes yourself, little one-liners, and then you spend 20 minutes just banging out, saving, copying, pasting, save, copy, paste, save. That is how you batch create, and then you get to go in and you can schedule it inside a program like Hootsuite or Buffer, so that you're not having to be plugged in 24/7, feeling like you're spinning your wheels, feeling like, oh man, I gotta make some food right now so I can take a picture of it and post it on Facebook. Oh man, nobody liked it. I just wasted half my day trying to find the right filter. We don't want to do that, right? That's such a crazy waste of time. So start thinking about how you can really be more efficient. And I think just even having that concept, like I said, of having a theme is really valuable. Number 4 reason why you're spinning your wheels on social is because you are trying to be everywhere at once. One of the biggest mistakes that a lot of entrepreneurs make is they're like, all right, gotta be on social. So I'm gonna go jump on Facebook, and I gotta be on Instagram, and then I also gotta do some stuff for Pinterest, and I gotta be on YouTube, because obviously YouTube's where it's at, and then I have to be posting on Twitter. Listen, being on all those platforms at once, it is possible if you're repurposing maybe I could take this video right now, take little quotes, throw them on Twitter, take some of what my quotes are and lay them on graphics and put them on Instagram. I can do some cool thing on Pinterest, make it long. I can repurpose this, save it to YouTube, clean it up a little bit. You can do that for sure, but that in itself is a full-time job for real. So if you're trying to do all of that stuff yourself and write blogs and connect with your email list, I would honestly say you're smarter in picking maybe 2 or 3 things. Write to your list once a week, create video content because this is killing it right now and there's so much more engagement using video, and maybe do some Instagram, whatever platform you feel like is most powerful for you. If you completely suck at creating graphics, maybe Instagram and Pinterest are not your thing. If you're really great at writing, then you're probably better off using maybe a little bit of Twitter, a blog, your email list, and Facebook, because those platforms lean more towards that. So just start to really recognize the different social media platforms, what your personal strengths are, outsource what you don't do well, and really focus in on working within your core strengths and your quote-unquote zone of genius, right? So that's number 4. Number 5 mistake is you guys need to start injecting your personalities into your content. My business partner Angie and I, we're super quirky, we're weird, we're silly, and we love being able to share that in our videos because that's who the real deal. So if you guys hired us as coaches, that's what you're going to get, right? A lot of times we're either kind of copycatting other people on social media saying, oh, well, all right, cool. So instead of calling this thing a challenge group, this girl, right? She's doing, bikini boot camp series for moms. So, my niche market's not really moms, but looks like she's getting a lot of feedback. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to see how that works. And then all of a sudden you're like, wow, that completely tanked. Why did that happen? It tanked because that's not your niche, because those are not your people, because that's never been your branding. Because you're, a 23-year-old single girl who's in college, and all of a sudden you're trying to speak to moms, and it doesn't make any sense. So make sure that you're keeping who you are. You cannot copy anyone else. You are you, and you are fantastic as the way that you are, and you really need to own that. And, if you're a little weird, like Angie and myself, then, be a little weird. Not going to be for everybody. That's okay. It's all good. If I'm working with somebody one-on-one, they need to know what they're getting themselves into before we work together. So, I'm very serious. Both of us, we're very serious professionals in this industry, but we also like to have a little fun and keep it light and interesting. So make sure that you're injecting your personality into the things that you're doing and let it be authentic to you. I always say if things are not feeling authentic, be it your sales process or your content creation process or, whatever it is, the pictures that you're putting out there, then don't do it, right? You don't have to be like anybody else for anybody else. I don't care what your business coach says. I don't care what your upline says. You have to start to find your own voice, right? That is so important because that is what people are attracted to. So don't be afraid to step into that and really own it. Yeah, like I said, you're not going to be for everybody, but that's A-okay because, think about high school. Like, you didn't want to sit at every table in that cafeteria. You wanted to sit with your people. So speak to your people and know that they're out here on the interwebs and they will find you if you really start to own who you are. Okay, so that's 5. And number 6, biggest, maybe this is the biggest thing, right, of why we're burning out on social media, is because we don't have anywhere to send people. If you are sending people in a circle going, oh, you're on my Facebook, cool, go check me out on Instagram, and your call to action from there is like, go check out my Pinterest, and like, go check out my website, but you don't have anything to sell, and then you're like, oh, also, like, you should like, check me out on YouTube, and like, this podcast that I have, and like, sign up for this, and we want to use social media as a tool to build an email list. When you have someone's email, then you can send them and say, hey, so glad you're on my list. I don't know if you saw this cool new Facebook Live video that I did today, but you can go check it out. Then you can send people back. But if you're just sending people in a circle and you feel that's literally in itself, like, you feel like you're spinning your wheels on social media, well, you send in people in a circle so they feel it too. They don't know what to do. Maybe they want to work with you, but you're not making it clear where to go. So one of the most important things that, Angie and I teach in our program, the Wellpreneur Business Academy, is, how to create little freebies, how to create opt-in pages, how to get people's name and email, give them some real value, build that relationship so that you're not sending people in a circle, so that you're able to take them on that customer journey from free content, entertaining, valuable stuff on social media, you're educating people, you're bringing them onto your email list, you're cultivating that relationship, you're nurturing it, and then you bring it to that next level where you're like, hey, join my team, join my group, whatever it may be, join me for this free assessment, whatever it is, you're taking that person on a real journey and taking care of them. What is the customer experience you are giving people? If the customer experience you're creating is sending people in circles to all your social media platforms, that's really like, what is the point, right? What is the purpose? What is the goal of you being on social media? I would think it's to not just be able to be there for people, provide value, help them become the best version of themselves, whether that be in fitness or business or whatever, but it's also for you to freaking make money, right? Like, that's the whole point. We are in a business. Everyone's so afraid to talk about money, but like, hello, you need to sell something at some point. Come on now, right? Real talk. So here's the deal, right? 6 reasons, things that you maybe need to change as to why you're currently spinning your wheels on social is because you don't know who you are and what you do, so you need to figure that out. Really get specific, start brainstorming it. Jack of all trades is the master of none. Number 2 is you don't know who you're speaking to. You don't know who you're serving. And so you're like totally unclear about what kind of content create, right? If I'm creating this video and I'm thinking about speaking to my grandma, my doctor, a brand newbie coach, and the expert, like, oh my gosh, I wouldn't know where to start, what points to make, I wouldn't even know what video to make today, right? I'd be sitting there twiddling my thumbs like, man, I don't know what to talk about. But I know my niche market like the back of my hand. So creating content is really easy because I know what you guys are needing. I know what you need. You're burnt out in social media, so I'm making a video about it, right? Number 3, you're lacking a system. You've got to start batch creating. Think about things in terms of a system of batch creation, picking a theme. We talked about this. Number 4, you're trying to be everywhere. Don't do that to yourself because you're going to burn out real quick. Hire somebody or focus in and make 3 platforms really, really excellent. Really, now listen, I'm not saying don't have an account on Pinterest or YouTube. I think that you should have your branded name across all platforms. Go and get that and own it. Mine is at HeyJenCasey. You go on Snapchat, you go on YouTube, you go anywhere, you're going to find me at HeyJenCasey because I want it to be branded so I'm easy to find. So yes, you should do that, but I don't think you should be actively trying to be on 6 or 7 different platforms every single day because you will burn out so fast. Number 5 is you need to inject more of you, more of your personality, who you are, so people can really feel connected to you, right? And number 6 is you stop sending people in circles. Get an opt-in page. If that is completely foreign lingo to you and you have no idea what I'm talking about with freemiums and opt-in pages, like, you are so not alone. So feel free, if you want more information about that, to head over to the Facebook group, Health Coaches Go From Social Media to Sales. My business partner, Angie, and I run this Facebook group. We provide a lot of great free tips inside there pertaining to this specific topic and other things related to how to go from social media to sales. And inside there, we're also going to be talking about our new program launch that is launching in October 2nd, called the Wellpreneur Business Academy, specifically for wellness entrepreneurs in the online space who really want to grow their business, who are really serious about that. So we are going to be providing a lot more details around that program and the launch and all those details. So head over to that group, and I'm sure Angie can leave the details for that below. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. If you have any specific questions today, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I really wanted to blow through this, and I would be happy to answer any questions you have beneath. Thank you all so much for jumping on and leaving all your comments. I love seeing what you guys write. Thank you for all the hearts and thumbs up. You guys are my freaking people. That's right. I love you guys. You're the bomb. So yeah, leave your questions below, and Angie and I would be happy to answer any questions you have, and I'll see you guys inside the private Facebook group. All right, have a good one. Bye. Mwah, 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 mwah.